It was just over a year ago that Jonathan and Hillary found this wonderful house to buy in Bar Harbor. John sent a video of the detached garage on that property with hopes that we would be inspired to convert that garage into a small apartment we and their visiting friends and family might enjoy. Seeing the property as a diamond in the rough might be an overstatement for most people, but maybe not for Jan. Spending time with our Bar Harbor family has continued to be a priority for Jim and Jan. So we decided to lean on our years of real estate experience and jump right in. Several months later, Jim and Jan arrived for our winter visit in Bar Harbor and began the process of creating many potential plans for this renovation. To our surprise, we discovered, as many homeowners in Bar Harbor have realized, that a housing crisis here contributes to a shortage of tradespeople to help with projects like ours. So we had the bright idea of bringing Weston, our carpenter friend from North Carolina, to Bar Harbor to get this project up and running. He managed to build a tall, long wall down the middle of our 24 by 24 foot footprint, install 2 egress windows, a laminate floor, and knotty pine tongue and groove on the ceiling. Just as the snow started to melt, Jim and I purchased a vintage RV and located it beside the garage. It would serve as temporary lodging for Weston, a hangout for Hazel, and a later home for us during our second summer in Bar Harbor. This structure, now referred to as our clubhouse, was a good place for Jan's watercoloring and Jim's musical endeavors. As John, Hazel, and Hillary settled more into the Bar Harbor community, they met Lawson, a local architect, working with a contractor who had a few available days to stud up our bedroom, hall, and bath. "That's a lot of 2x4s, Jan was heard to say as she grasped the reality of just what it takes to turn studs into housing. That's when we discovered the can-do attitude of the Mainers. John introduced us to a couple of his musical friends who had helped to build their own homes. Bo, an awesome drummer, managed to install, well, with Hazel's help, our new exterior door and to convert the original outside door into an airtight egress bedroom window. Bo addressed the water flow issues around the building and implemented an insulating approach to the cold cement knee walls. He disenfranchised the mouse population who had taken up residence and eaten their way through our cottage. Danny, an inspiring saxophone player, joined Jan in a long to-do list. After accessing a number of YouTube videos, we installed laminate floors and tongue and groove on ceilings and walls. This is a 4-sided tongue and groove board. And you'll see shortly how this not only makes the placing of the boards more quickly, but it also saves a lot of material, even with inexperienced people like me. Check it out. As you all know, Tedder's Cottage construction has never met a house that was both plumb and level. So using the level is a really critical step. Would love to show you a close-up of that bubble right in the middle. You see, I've got the tongue up and the tongue on the side, so I just cut this last board with the groove here. The coolest part, to see how it just slides right into place, and you'll see that there's no stud here, and the tongue and groove holds it in place, and I'll just be nailing it right here. Now this Milwaukee's pretty awesome, a bit heavy for me. Neat, huh? Neil is a competent COA student from Norway, became our insulation guru and taught John the Norwegian way of using ketchup to identify where to cut those holes in sheetrock ready to hang. And finally, John's colleague from COA, Steve, a master electrician and teacher, wired our cottage with John's nimble help. Bar Harbor streets are now posted, meaning that heavy vehicles are not allowed that might damage roads while the frost is working its way out of the ground. Within a week or so, posting will discontinue so that our septic system can be installed. We will then complete the bathroom that's hiding here. Jan's final inspiration to cover the old T111 walls with shiplap paneling was tedious, but proved to be a really good idea. Since we bundled up to do most of our work in the 20-degree unheated building, Jan immediately fell in love with the new mini-split heater. Without available local cabinet installers, Jim, Jan, and Jonathan once again rose to the occasion. We designed the kitchen, made note of the studs we would use, and hung the cabinets as best we could. Jan stained the butcher block countertops, and John created a novel approach for cutting the sinkhole. Appliances slid into place, ready for the plumber next week. And finally, Hazel marvels as John puts his puzzle-making skills to work by finishing all the trim on the doors, windows, and cabinets. It's exciting. The kitchen, the living room with the big windows and the high ceilings, the dining area, hall, and bedroom are ready to enjoy. The bathroom is coming together in a few weeks. Our family is fond of sometimes teasing and sometimes celebrating Jan's tendency to underestimate exactly how much it will take to pull off a construction project. But we also recognize that usually, as is the case with this project, the diamond wins out over the rough. So Jim and Jan look forward to returning to the cottage this summer. Hazel is jumping for joy that the cottage makes it possible for John and Hillary to continue to invite friends and other family to join them in the amazing experience of exploring the wonder of Bar Harbor and MDI Island.